pull up with the gang, we popping bottles, now my vision blurred. Too many people dying from mistakes, that's why you live and learn. Said I wasn't there, but now y'all watching and y'all see me now. Take it to the crib and wipe his nose like I was CD Lamb. Was at my lowest point in life, so shit can't ever keep me down. Reppin' for my city, Dallas, this gon' be that Lucas show. Now I'm blowing up like the whole squad of lead bazookas.
Starts looking through there.
Oh, dude, I was just deleting my stuff like a couple days ago. I was like, man, this was from like last year, May of like last year. I was like, oh man.
But you know what's crazy? I have always a problem of leaving my phone at bars, like just like chilling there, you know.
Yeah.
And bro, last time I looked through my gallery and there's like pictures of like girls that were like taking selfies with my phone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I was like, I didn't even know this shit, bro. I could be with a girl, like my girlfriend and shit. I could be like,
who the fuck is this?
who the fuck is this? Take a picture. I'm like, bro.
They're getting you in trouble.
I know it.
Messed up your whole thing.
Yeah, man. But welcome, bro. How you been? How's the drive here?
The drive wasn't too bad. I'm good though. Everything's good.
So I know you recently became an artist. You know, you're tapping into the music industry. What made you start, bro?
Man, I've really been writing and involved with rap since I was young. You know what I mean, like 5th grade. So it's been a long time, but you know, and I kind of played with it for a long time, but recently I kind of got the opportunity to go full time. You know, for the last 11 years I've been putting being a father, you know, first, and then, you know, really trying to be that family guy and the role model and stuff like that. But recently, you know, my money's been good, you know, business has been successful, so I've been able to kind of focus more on what
chasing the dreams, bro.
Passion,
yeah, your passion.
Yeah.
It's hard, bro. And I was thinking this. I was like, that's why I started the podcast too, bro. Because I was like, I don't want to start too late where like I regret not starting it young, you know, where I don't have kids right now, so it's like it's easy for me to keep the hustle going, staying up till 3-4 in the morning editing and shit.
Yeah,
it's like I don't have
kids are hustling themselves, man.
Right.
Whenever you got kids,
it's different when you're chasing a dream with you know, with
right now,
a loved one and kids.
I make my own you know, schedule and stuff. So and I'm a full-time father. You know what I mean? So like I got 3 boys. So I'm the one getting them to school, picking them up, playing basketball with them after school, stuff like that.
Yeah, especially with 3 boys, bro. If it was 3 girls, it's a little bit different because mothers are more there for the girls. But for boys, you have to be there, bro.
That's my biggest thing is that it's really why I wanted to have my boys with me versus their mom. Because like I told her, you know what I mean, you can't raise men because you're not one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's important for a man to be in, especially young boys' lives. Because
nowadays,
if not,
bro,
they're going to go searching for, you know, that role model. 9 times 100%. Out of 10, they're going to find it in the wrong way, in the wrong place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's big time nowadays, bro, with kids not having father figures in their life, bro. It's tough. That's why I think the rate of us, especially Hispanic and the black community, bro, like the split families is so big right now. And it's crazy. It's showing because at the end of the day, it goes into a lot of people going into the wrong footstep, a lot of violence and stuff. That's why there's so much violence nowadays.
Statistic goes way up whenever young boys are raised in a single parent home and it's just a mom. You know what I mean? It goes, and I ain't bashing on women or nothing like that. Like, I got mad respect for women that are doing their thing on their own, but, you know, whenever you have that male role model in the house, the risk of them ending up in prison, ending up, you know, violent offenders, ending up on drugs in the streets and stuff like that, it goes down when you have that father figure.
Yeah.
There to insert that discipline, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was watching a video one time on YouTube where it said like the increase of percentage is likelihood of like what the kid's gonna become if the parent is like one parent is out of the picture, and it's fucking crazy. I was like, dude, it's so it matters a lot. But I mean, also I have a kind of conspiracy theory of like the government is also part of it too, you know, a big part of it with welfare and all that. But shit, we'll get into a fucking loophole where we go into that. Let's go more into the music shit, bro. But anyways, bro, like, is this your first single that you're dropping, or is this like you've already explored with different music?
It's basically me starting from scratch. You know what I mean? From blank canvas. This is gonna be my first single.
It's not just anybody that can say that one of their first songs is with Paul Wall, bro. That's fucking crazy.
That was,
shout out Paul Wall.
That was a dream come true. Like when we shot the video, I'm sure in some scenes you're gonna see me moving like a fucking robot and stuff. Because I was nervous.
Brand
I
new
ain't
to
gonna
it,
lie.
you know. I mean, fuck it. Somebody that just barely starting to live their dream, already doing somebody with somebody so big like Paul Wall, bro. That's
Hey,
crazy.
Shout
bro.
out to Smooth Vega, man, because he's the one that made it happen.
For sure, bro. Smooth Vega out here making it happen for everybody, bro. Shout out to him because he's brought us a lot of artists since we met him, and like just off the camera, he's been a great guy, bro. Helping us,
for sure.
helping us. He's really good. Like all the knowledge he has, he doesn't hold it back, bro. He shares it, which is great, bro. Because that's what we need, bro. Because a lot of people that know a lot of this stuff, it's easy for them. It's so easy for them to not like show you
the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper. It's like, bro, why am I gonna show you?
People want to protect that game, and I understand it to a certain degree. You don't want to give away all your secrets and stuff. Like if you deal with different trades and skills and stuff, like you really don't want to give away the whole game. But my perspective of it is, if you help people get to where you want to be, they're gonna help you in some form or fashion. You know what I mean?
Did Paul Wall do that for you?
Well, he heard the track, he fucked with it, so I was blessed to be able to get that to him through Smooth Vega. That was Smooth Vega's doing, and you know, he told him a little bit of my background and the story about, you know, why it was important to me to do that, you know, track with Paul Wall, especially coming out the gate. Like I had met him when I was like around 18 years old, back in
Paul Wall or
Cleveland.
Smooth?
Paul Wall.
Oh,
Cleveland,
shit.
Ohio.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
So
What were you doing all the way out there?
I used to live out there.
Oh shit!
So I came back and forth a lot as a kid because I used to get in a lot of trouble out here. And so I moved to my mom's house in Ohio, get in trouble out there.
Thought it was gonna straighten you out, but
you know what I mean. But I went to Cleveland, Ohio to go see a show, and there was Paul Wall, Chamillionaire, all them. You know what I mean?
Back when
Switch
they were on
House.
top of the
Switch House.
And I had met him after the show. And I went up to him, talked to him, and I told him, I was like, bro, like one day I want to do a track with you. I rap, blah, 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 you know, going through the whole spiel. And he you know, he wasn't like, you know, you hear them stories when you meet your idol or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's horror stories, you
yeah.
know what I mean? But, you know, he gave me positive advice, told me to keep doing my thing and stuff, you know what I mean? But
and look at
the
now,
universe
you got
came
track
back,
with
bro.
him.
and then full circle, here we are. The first track I'm about to drop was with Paul Wall.
That's awesome.
And XB too, she's very talented.
Oh, XB, hell yeah,
Yeah,
man. We know her,
XBValentine.
bro.
Yeah, she killed that hook on there. So it was a full circle moment, man. It was big, and being there in that video with him, man, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit
starstruck.
A little bit, yeah.
Hey, bro, but shout out to Smooth for sure, cause I feel like, well, you're saying he told Paul Wall your story, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking that right now. I was laughing. I was like, bro, Smooth's so good at telling stories.
Yeah.
Especially about another person. Like, he pays attention to it and he knows how to sell it, you know?
Yeah,
and, bro, that's the best thing about it. Like, making a connection. So, having somebody to make connections for you, that's a blessing, bro. Because not a lot of people do that. But, shit, it's glad for you, bro, because I'm here for it, you know?
Yeah.
The Paul Wall song, bro, it's just fire, bro.
I think he hit his soft spot. He told him that he gave him the part where I was in the military. And he's like, shit. Man, I think he had told me, he's like, man, I think he really wants to do it because you was in the military and stuff, you know.
What branch of the military?
I was in the Army.
Army?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
technically I was Army National Guard, but I went overseas with the infantry.
Oh shit!
I was a 50 cal gunner over there.
What country did you go to?
I went to Iraq. So
Iraq.
We were technically stationed in Kuwait, but we were providing we were a convoy escort team. So
what year was
basically we were security for trucks to get like up north. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that they get there safely, like take supplies and stuff like that to more bases up north.
Yeah. Was this at the heat of like the war and shit?
Not at the peak, bro. So like I don't really like talking about it too much because I don't really feel like I got a lot of respect for people that were over there during the first wave. You know what I mean? Because they were the cowboys, bro. They were over there with no, you know, I'm talking
no
like
knowledge in the
bare minimum when it comes to their Humvees and stuff. Like they were wrenching stuff on there just to have some sort of protection.
Yeah.
And you hear stories, man, they went through it. And so like I don't really feel like I went through too much over there. Like, you know, when we had like pop shots, we got hit with some IEDs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know that's not normal to the public, but to me, it's like it's not very much compared to what those guys went through. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm 25, bro. So like, although that whole war, I was kind of young living through that. But bro, I remember like a lot of Hispanics, especially because you know how back in the day moms would watch Telemundo or like Univision. I hear like a lot of Hispanics that will go into that war, and they would just come back dead, you know. And that shit was crazy. That was literally the news all the time.
Yeah.
That was literally the biggest stories. It's like, oh, this so and so died.
Man, I remember watching it. This is a crazy part. I remember watching it on TV after school, and you would see like the night vision, you know, version of it, and you see like the city getting bombed and stuff, and then years later, like I'm in that city, rolling through, and it's the most eerie feeling I've ever had in my life, bro. Like we going through, and I'm sitting out on the turret, you know, just like soaking it in, because it's just dead, bro. Like I'm talking, you got freeways hanging down, and it's just, it looked like Armageddon.
Just
like,
straight up Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Does any of those experiences or memories reflect on your music, or?
I really don't talk about that stuff too much. I don't like getting into it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like it took me a long time. I'd say probably about 10 years to come back and really get my head back in, you know, the civilian world. And that was like an escape for me out there. I really started like getting into rap when I was.
So you were already working over there in music shit?
Because we had like a little booth out there that we kind of fell into. Some other dudes were in there rapping. We had got some studio gear, me and one of my homeboys. And that was kind of all of our escape. We kind of clicked up. My first, you know, introduction to them, we went in, we're like, hey, can we get the booth? Like, you know, it's a time situation. And they were going over their time always, and we couldn't get in. So I just walked up in there one day. I was like, hey, you think we can get in? There's like 5, 6 of them in there. And
that's crazy.
And I'm like, you think we can get in? They're like, yeah, come here. Like, go ahead and spit for us. like, damn, right now? He's like, yeah. He's like, threw on a beat
Put
for
you
me.
on the spot.
And then I just started freestyling, and everybody liked it. So then we all just kind of became this big clique. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, that's badass, bro.
And so that's when I started really trying to get serious, because I was around like 10 other rappers, and they're from everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, Ohio, everywhere. You know what I mean? We even had a dude named Izzy from Russia in there.
Oh, what the fuck?
You know what I mean?
Izzy.
So everybody being there doing their thing. So that's when I was like really trying to sharpen my craft. And then, you know, after that, you know, I came back, went through it. You know what I mean? I was in and out of jail and stuff for a long time. I was throwed off, you know?
Yeah.
But
do you think that's gonna, your music is gonna reflect that, all the troubles that you went through, especially through jail and all that?
I talk about, I do tap into my past, and I try to get vulnerable, but you know,
it's tough, no, too, to write songs that about your past, you know,
yeah,
especially about your mistake, bro. It's like nobody wants to remember their mistakes, right?
Exactly.
But I mean, a lot of people, a lot of the great artists do that in order for the audience to feel closer to the artist too.
That's the thing that I admire most in some of my favorite artists, is that realism. That
which ones that you?
My favorite artists, man. I think if you start like, I think my biggest influence was like going back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Like I started out listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay, yeah.
And then 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah. And
then after that, you know, there was Outkast.
Nice.
And then the whole Texas movement with Swisher House, man. That was an amazing era right there.
Yeah, Chop Screw there, hell yeah.
And now, I mean, like, some of my favorite artists are like, you know, J. Cole, Reason, artists like that. And then
a lot of real art, where you fuck with a lot of artists that are real, true to themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So
but then I also fuck with the street stuff, Dolph, you know what I mean? Like Nipsey Hussle, Bodie James, you know.
But again,
like
all
that.
of them are all those motherfuckers. You can tell they lived through that shit, bro.
Exactly.
Like, there's a lot of rappers that music is great, you know, like, but you can tell they didn't really.
You can feel the authenticity, in their music.
Dolph, when he says those fucking bars and everything, is like, you know, that motherfucker was living through that shit, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, shit, rest in peace to him, bro, because one of the biggest artists that I think, bro, there's big artists that died, but I think Dolph was one of those that, like, actually felt it, you know, in the community. It's like, damn, Dolph's gone, bro. Like, we used to, like, Dolph was a fucking, like, holiday for me. Every time he would come to Dallas, it's like, oh, I'm going to see Dolph, bro, like, on a Sunday night at fucking House of Blues or not.
It's crazy, because I've always heard of Dolph, but I'll be honest, like, the two artists, like, Young Dolph and Nipsey Hussle, like, I didn't really become a fan until later on in their career.
Yeah.
But I've always respected both of them as hustlers. and like how much game they put out freely throughout their, you know, interviews, or like with Nipsey Hussle, man, he would put out so much stuff and just documentaries and stuff. He would give free game.
Absolutely.
And he'd give you the blueprint to everything he was doing, and freely, you know what I mean? But so I always respected him for that, and I always, you know, followed them and listened to songs here and there. But then really whenever whenever he dropped Victory Lap, bro, I had that on back to back. Yeah. And it's like I became the biggest fan of his music in that period, and then just like right after that,
that album did it for a lot of people.
And then with Dolph, like, you know, I was, you know, through that time of life when I was a real big Dolph fan, you know, I was going through some things, and I was doing some things that I could relate to his music, you know what I mean? So that his music really kept me motivated through that time of my life, and I became like, that's all I listened to, bro, to the point my homeboy Oso, he called me whenever he died. He's like, bro, I know you're going through it right now.
Bro. Hell yeah, bro. Because, bro, there's no way, like, you listen to Dolph and I get motivated on shit, you know, bro. Like, every single song. And you can tell how much he meant to people whenever he passed away, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. Especially because, bro, a lot of these artists, when you realize, like, Dolph wasn't the most mainstream artist at all. Like, he wasn't mainstream at all. Like, a lot of artists, not a lot of artists or, like, the mainstream media like really spoke about him, but bro, when you see the numbers, bro, he was doing better numbers than a lot of these mainstream artists.
And it was authentic. He did it on his own, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, and he didn't depend on a fucking label, nothing, bro. He
was putting Memphis on the map.
He was putting Memphis, and he was getting all that money for himself.
He's been doing it for years too.
Yeah, man. So that's. Have you thought of, like, I didn't want to kind of switch the brand, but like, have you thought of like what type of lane you want to take? Like, do you want to take the independent artist? Or?
Man, I'm gonna stay independent, man. I'll be honest with you, I'm not delusional, man. I'm older, so I'm not out here searching for a deal or nothing like that. Like, what I can do, I think we can do it on our own. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like, I'm a hustler when it comes down to it. I'm always gonna get my bread. I mean, what I need a label for. You know?
That's true, bro. Plus,
if you really know, like, if you really hear these stories about the game, especially like the inner stories, like it doesn't seem effective, because a lot of those dudes they're getting played on their deals and stuff. You know, they get signed in these contracts where you're receiving fame and it looks like you're receiving fortune, but at the end of the day, are they really?
No, they're expecting all that money back, bro. Once.
Yeah, and those advances, they come with a price. If you ever seen Cadillac Records, that's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
No.
And it gives you, like, to me at least, it's like an insight of how the game works. But it goes back to like the Muddy Waters days and the Howlin' Wolf.
It's an old movie or like fairly recent?
It's an older movie, but it kind of speaks on how the system works.
Yeah, the music industry.
There's just one part of it where, you know, the record head, the label head, he's like, one of the artists comes to him and he's basically saying, hey, I need some more money. He's like, I've been making you these hits. Where's my money? He's like, hey, man, these Cadillacs ain't free. You know what I mean? Because they all get Cadillacs when they sign. He gives them these nice Cadillacs and, you know, stuff like that. And that's kind of how the game works. At the end of the day, he's like,
I think I've seen it. Yeah, like now it looks familiar, bro. Yeah, his own movie, Beyonce, right?
Studio time's not free. Yeah, them putting you on with these deals and stuff, that's not free. The management ain't free. You know.
All that, bro. And I feel like it was worse back in the day too, because I feel it's easier now with social media. Yeah, but back in the day, it was so much harder to get your music.
Yeah. We can expose the problems more freely, and people actually they become more aware of them through like TikTok and stuff like that.
The radio motherfuckers had the rap game on chokehold, bro. Like if they didn't want to put your song wasn't going viral.
That's another thing with so much access through the internet. We have social media, you know, TikTok, all that stuff. You have
SoundCloud.
You have the ability to reach so many people at the tip of your fingers.
Yep.
So now at that point, it's just about putting in work, making connections, getting out there.
Artists and DJs don't need to fly out. They can just, you know.
Yeah. So you know, social medias and stuff like that.
What do you think of AI creating these hip hop songs with different artists, bro?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. That stuff kind of is scary if you think about it.
Yeah,
it's crazy, bro. Cause like the way they can mimic an artist, that make a song off an artist that he completely didn't say any of those lyrics.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like you can put something into words, even not just music in general, but like those fucking deep fake ones of the artists and shit.
speeches.
Right
Speeches,
now, I
yeah.
mean, I still think at the end of the day that fans are gonna be able to tell the authenticity.
Yeah,
so you can't just
difference.
you can't just get behind the keyboard.
But it's getting close to the point where we can't even
close,
tell,
so
bro.
you-
Like the
it's-
deep fakes are getting
Probably
crazy.
can soon.
It's
Pictures.
It's convincing.
Pictures that could like lead, like you can be with a chick right beside like, and it could look so real, and it's like, bro, like so many people can get now like blackmailed, like anything can happen.
I
bro.
mean, I think that stuff's been around for a minute though.
yeah.
I think we're barely just getting
Oh yeah.
the bottom of it, and what we get. I don't think that people out there that who created it, I think it's way more advanced.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
I think anything that the general public receives as far as technology, software, and stuff like that goes, I think that, the government and stuff is at least 10 years ahead of it.
and it's just we're holding it down, right?
Yeah.
Till we're able to.
So all that deep fake stuff, I mean, I don't know if you watch Joe Rogan, but there was I think he was like an FBI agent, a former FBI agent or something like that.
Oh yeah. I know
But
what
he
you're talking
said
about.
he said on that podcast, he's like, you can't believe anything you see on the internet no more.
Yeah.
Because he knows about the deep fake stuff, you know what I mean? And that was years ago. So, like, what was he really talking about? He's talking about what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, you know who's that guy that I hate that he always brings? Is that CIA dude?
Which one?
I
is that?
forgot his name.
It's probably the same dude I'm talking about.
Nah, there's an FBI guy the FBI guy that comes, but there's also a CIA guy. And bro, every time he brings him, it's so annoying because Joe's asking him about the government, about everything, like conspiracy theories, and he never gives you a straight answer,
Oh,
bro.
he's
So
like-
it's
he's
like
like
he always
sidestepping
goes around it. And that
Yeah.
shit's so annoying. And I'm like, bro, fuck this guy. Like, why you keep bringing him? Like,
Why is it in
bro,
the show?
like, you just fucking
That's
be
classified.
straight up, bro. You ex-CIA, but those motherfuckers are never ex-CIA, bro. They're
Yeah,
always
right.
still in the business.
Yeah, I think once you know so much, there's never any getting out.
Yeah.
There can't be.
Nah, for sure, bro. I mean, it's crazy, bro, how the world is. I mean, we can go into fucking conspiracy theories
I'm
all
good. I ain't
fucking
trying
day
to
with
get,
Joe
like,
Rogan.
shot while I walk out of here.
Right.
I know,
They
right,
blame it
bro?
on some crackhead.
What
or
do you know?
something.
What do you know about this shit, bro? I think one time, bro. Nah, I don't even want to. I think we talked about this in a podcast a while back, but like, bro, I got so deep into conspiracy theories that like my camera just started turning on, like
Oh,
But
randomly.
that's what happens though.
Because and the only reason I knew is because I had an older, I forgot what it was. It was a Windows camera, but like usually like a Mac camera, it doesn't tell you when the camera's on. Like you
Yeah.
can't really see it. But that one would turn the little green light on every time the camera was on.
That's
So like I could
Big
see it.
Brother watching you.
So bro,
Right.
I would turn it off all the fucking time. I would like delete the camera app on that, but that shit would just come back up. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this
Yeah,
shit?
when we like I said, when we started rapping, on that Kuwait base, we used to get into these deep conversations about government, CIA, and
Back in the when you
conspiracy.
were in the
when I was in the
overseas?
military, and we'd be in there talking crazy and stuff, and then as weird stuff would start happening to our computers and mics and stuff. and-
Especially because y'all are definitely getting heard at, bro. Like, they no way y'all ain't getting, like, not mic'd up in a way.
Yeah, they got their own little agencies on base and stuff to monitor things like that,
They have to, bro. They ain't, that's how the game is. But let's go more into your music, bro. So, like, are you planning to, I know you're Hispanic, so, like, are you just straight English, or have you ever tried to make a song in Spanish?
I don't, to be honest with you, I don't speak Spanish.
Like great Spanish?
Yeah.
You're not into Spanish music at all?
Do I listen to it?
Yeah.
I do listen to it. Like, it's
What
on my
type of music?
playlists and stuff,
Yeah,
like
what type-
corridos and stuff like that.
Like the corridos
But
tumbados?
I don't know what they saying, so.
Oh, really? Don't know? Damn, bro.
But I mean, I grew up on like Tejano music and stuff like that, because that's what my dad and them used to listen to. Like, I used to be in the clubs with my dad when I was like a little kid, bro. Like
At a 1 or
years
what?
old,
What was
6
it?
years old.
A one Escobedo one, or which one?
What is it?
Which club were they? Like
I think the main one we used to go to was called like We Can Do It or something like that. It was in
Oh,
Fort
shit.
Worth.
oh shit. I think
And-
the biggest ones back in the day were like Kalua 01, Escape 01, all those
Yeah,
fucking.
I don't even remember. I was so little, man, but we used to go in there because my dad was a hustler and stuff. So
Nah,
we
bro.
be in there young as hell. My brothers too.
Look at that.
But I think that's why people like it's crazy because I was talking to one of my friends the other day because I be falling asleep. Like I can fall asleep where there's loud noise around me.
Yeah.
And they're like, bro, how the fuck can you fall
Yeah.
asleep with loud noise, bro? I was like, bro, I used to like make 3 chairs at a party just so I can go to sleep because I was so tired. Like it was 12, 1 in the morning. I would wake up. It'll be like 4 in the morning. Music blasting the quinceañera or the fucking club.
Too. That was my house.
And I was like, bro, like I can fall asleep like any.
And that was like our birthday parties. For some reason, our birthday parties as kids always turned into our parents.
Yeah, bro, getting drunk. Like reason to get drunk. Right.
Bro, they would bring us the 10 cases of Modelos, bro.
Yeah.
Then, bro, that was the lifestyle back then, bro. But you kind of miss it now, cause especially me, cause I don't have that much family over here.
Yeah.
I'm like, now that I'm older, I just don't get to do that anymore, cause I'm always like fucking working, hustling. It's like, bro, those are the days that you miss, bro, cause it's like you can't. There's no worries back in the day. You just had like video games and that's it, bro. Like that's the biggest thing I miss, to be honest. But yeah, bro. I was gonna ask you. So like, I lost my train of thought, bro. What was I gonna say? Fuck it. We're just cut this part, bro. But yeah, no. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about the corridos tumbados, bro. It's cause you don't really listen to Mexican music. Cause I was gonna ask you. Cause Peso Pluma came out that he's like the reincarnation of Valentin Elizalde.
Nah,
which
I've been seeing a lot of that stuff pop up on TikTok though, but I don't really listen to it like that. You know what I mean? But
well, you know what's crazy, bro, and probably you're not familiar with this, but so like Mexico for a long time, a lot of reggaeton artists were over the charts, like they were taking over the charts like crazy, because Spanish music was all it was reggaeton. So like Bad Bunny, Anuel, all these Puerto Rican, Dominican Republic artists, Colombian, that would take over the charts in Mexico. And I think this year for the first time, it's Mexican artists that are finally like at the top of the charts over here in the U.S. too. Yeah. Mexican artists at the top of the Billboard charts.
I think, man, this year is looking crazy as far as like music? How many Latinos and not even music, like even in movies and stuff like that. For sure, like bro. You got like
Tenoch. The guy from the
Blue Beetles, was that movie?
Yeah. Cholo.
I don't know exactly what he is.
Cholo.
But,
yeah, he's Mexican.
Is he?
Mexican.
Yeah.
I it's just crazy. Like it just seems like something changed within the last few years. It's like our people are like really getting in the light now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy? I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think Marvel, all these big corporations, know how much Mexicans or Hispanics in general spend money.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, look at the World Cup. It's a perfect explanation, bro. Mexico is the third country with the most people that go into the World Cup every single 4 years, bro. And that's not counting the U.S. one, because U.S. is like in 4th, 5th. But, bro, let's be honest. It's like 80% of those people are also Mexican.
Nah, I feel you. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, they got to do what the consumer wants. You know what I mean? It's all about the money. And,
bro, they're going to see it because
it's dope, though.
Black Panther, the one with the Tenoch, that shit did crazy numbers, dope, and there was a lot of Mexicans talking about it.
Really, man, for me, it was like really seeing a
dude that looked like me, bro.
Yeah,
that
for
like
the
I could
first
relate
time,
to,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah,
it was a crazy moment. I get, you know, how when Black Panther first came out, I feel like it was the same way for black people.
And I didn't get it then. I was like, man, it's just a black, you know, like there's a lot of black people in the Marvel cinema. But when it's a hero centered around the movie centered around him, I didn't get that feeling because obviously I couldn't relate to it. Right. But yeah, exactly what you said. Like, bro, it was crazy seeing somebody that you can relate to that looks like you, same skin color, you know?
Yeah, man, I was in there. My heart was gone when I seen him. You know what I mean?
Start going crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah. It was a good feeling, man.
And they didn't make him weak too, bro. I'm motherfucking strong too. As a fucking superhero or like as somebody that has superpowers, that motherfucker was taking off. I was like, oh shit, he can compete with the big dogs.
Yeah,
so like,
it's a dope movie.
So like now it shows that he can come back to like other movies in Marvel cinema. You know, now he's gonna be a part of it too, which is I'm happy for it, bro. Blue Beetle too now, DC going into that. Now it's that's probably the first movie where like a Mexican superhero has its own movie at a whole. So we're gonna see how crazy the numbers are.
You forgot about Machete.
Oh, Machete, bro. Shit, we can't forget about Machete. Shit.
It's 2 different lanes, but
two different lanes. Yeah, but he's still a superhero, though.
Yeah.
Nah, but they're gonna see like the big numbers, big numbers, the fucking they're gonna the 200, 300 million.
Like I don't really like really getting a part of the whole race thing and like creating division or anything like that. But it's a dope time for us, man. Like it's a good feeling.
Nah, bro, for sure, bro, because that's how it has to be, bro, because we're growing as a community, and there's a lot of more. I think it was less of Hispanics back in the day because it was more of Hispanics being illegal. But now that a lot of them getting residency, a lot of them being kids born here, so like now we're growing with the culture of American culture, as kids from immigrant parents. So like now it's just so easier for us to go through those avenues of like music, movies, acting, or like comedy, like all that shit. It's like now we're growing up in that too, as African Americans were back in the day too. You know, like it took them a while to get there, but shit, they got there now, bro. A lot of African American comedians, artists, all that shit. So now it's our turn, bro, too. We gotta get a little bit of the pie too. Yeah. Especially because, bro, how many Hispanics are fans of hip hop nowadays, bro? Like when you go to a concert, any African American rapper, there's at least 40% Hispanic, bro. Like they're supporting the black artists.
That's been kind of a complex for me growing up. Never seeing people like me do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's always been something that it's to this day is still kind of hard to push through. It's like
there's still not a lot.
There isn't. You know what I mean? And the ones that we do got, they're way different. You know what I mean? Like they're more into the younger ones that are coming up. They're way into the left field when talking about the drugs and all that stuff. And you know that's not the message I'm trying to push. I ain't hating on them. You know what I mean? But that's not the message I would push. That I am pushing. You know? Yeah. But it's just like really trying to get through that. Still, it's like, man, like, you know, how do I maneuver through this game? But, you know, my way of thinking is kind of old school still, you know what I mean? Yeah. To a certain degree, because I now, like, now that I'm going at it, I'm seeing the possibility, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, and it feels like this year, like, anything's possible.
Nah, facts, bro, because I was like, I'm like thinking of, like, any artist that, like, we can really look up to in the hip-hop community, but there's not a lot, bro. I was about to say Fat Joe, looking at his foot. That's the only one, bro. Hey, Smooth Vega, that boy Smooth Vega, bro. Yeah. Hey, I didn't know. Like, I'm not trying to get into Smooth Vega a lot, but bro, I didn't know Smooth Vega was like. He's like, I knew who Smooth Vega is. I'm just barely meeting him, you know, as a person. But I didn't know any of his history, you know, because I'm not that much of a hip hop head. Like, I love hip-hop and everything, but I'm very new to the genre, you know? Yeah. Like, I can, like, think of, like, hip-hop from the 2000s and up, you know? That's like, my memory because that's when I started going into my teenage years where
hip-hop.
Where I understand, you know? Yeah. So, like, I didn't know Smooth Vega was, like, a Hall of Fame legend, you know, in Fort Worth and shit. Like, he
hip-hop. That boy, he's a spitter.
He's a spitter for sure. I was like, damn, that's crazy, bro. So, it's crazy finding out about that, but I was like, damn, Smooth Vega's another Hispanic art.
You know, have you ever heard of Immortal Soldiers?
Nah, bro.
I mean, speaking on, like, you know, not really seeing anybody like me that did it. They were some of the first people that really inspired me to start doing what I'm doing. Like, at a young age, seeing them out there in my hood hustling. They're from Diamond Hill. That's where I'm from, Diamond Hill. So, seeing them out there hustling, mixtapes and stuff like that, and then putting in their CD, and, man, they were jamming, bro. Like, they used to go, so, I mean, he still does. They still at it, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I remember when I first heard it and, like, thinking how hard these motherfuckers were, you know what I mean? And they just went off. So, like, that was really what, you know, created that spark in the beginning, you know what I mean? To show me, like, hey, they're like me, you know what I mean? So I can do it, too. Yeah. I grew up on, like, at a young age listening to rap because my big brother was heavy in the East Coast rap. You know, the Jay-Z's, Nas, all that stuff. And I got a lot of that, too, being young. But then seeing them do that thing, that's when I really started.
You know, that's the difference, I think, between you and me, bro, because, like, you had an older brother to show you that. I'm the oldest out of them. Yeah. So, like, I never had anybody to, like, show me, so
that's all I
put me on, you know,
the hip-hop and rap. Like, and I get it, like, a lot of our people, they grow up on, you know, we grow up in a different way. I was heavily influenced by hip-hop and rap because that's all I ever knew. Like, for the most part. And, like, my dad and them, they listen to other music. But even my dad, when he started hearing, like, Tupac and stuff like that, he started listening to that. You know what I mean? He thought it was cool.
And I think it's more the language barrier, you know, too, as well. So, like, it's harder for them. I have an immigrant mom, so, like, for her to listen to his English music, it took her a while to start listening to it because she didn't understand it as much, you know. Yeah. Now that she's lived here for a long time and she knows English now, so like it's easier for her to listen to English music. But like back in the day, it was like all I listened to was Spanish music, bro. That's all I grew up on listening to. So I mean, it's good to have different type of music genres in your like playlist, I guess, because you can get inspired by anything, especially you in the music industry, bro.
Yeah, I listen to everything, man. Everything.
What like, have you just always try to be on the hip hop lane, or do you think you ever see yourself like exploring other lanes too?
Nah, that's
you a singer, bro?
That's really hell no.
Not singer.
I can't hold a tune to save my life, man.
Hey, shit, bro. Auto tune is big nowadays.
Hey, auto tune, that's it. But then when you go on stage, you ain't got.
You don't need that, right?
I mean, the big stars they can afford all that equipment and stuff. I don't really know what it takes to do, but I mean, I might hit a melody here and there, but I mean, I ain't trying to be no singer.
And no Lil Yachty.
I'm a stay in my lane. You know what I mean? Sometimes
sure.
You gotta know your strengths and weaknesses.
Facts.
What is since you already did one of your biggest artists like Paul Wall as one of your first songs, bro? What's another artist that you're for sure gonna like I want to do a song with him one day?
Man, there's a couple of them really. Like I'd say Bodie James. He's one of my favorite artists right now.
Bodie James.
Yeah, he's I think he's from Michigan. But he got a nice flow, so I would love to do a feature with him, and I think our styles would complement each other too. It's, the wordplay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then also like Maxo Cream, I think he's dope too. Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot, bro. The newer you gotta tap into the new artists too, bro. Those are the ones that
I just did it. I mean, we got XB on the new song too,
yeah.
So she's dope as hell too. This dude from Houston. Y'all ever heard of Doman?
Nah.
He's dope too. I'd like to work with him.
Nah, bro. Houston, we gotta tap into Houston. I haven't interviewed a lot of Houston artists, but we gotta go make a trip and interview, cause bro, a lot of people been hitting me up from Houston. Houston's talent is crazy, bro. Yeah. Music wise.
They got their culture is way different. I mean, Texas is so big, man. It's crazy the different cultures you see.
Absolutely.
If you go all around, you know what I mean? Austin got a different culture. San Antonio got a different culture. Houston. Like, it's like visiting different countries damn near. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Fort Worth, I think, is one of the last ones that it's OG, like old school to true the roots of Texas, bro.
Yeah.
Dallas is too gentrified now, bro. Like, it's all, like, it's very Californian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
LA. I think Dallas.
I think that's really happening everywhere. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Austin. I think San Antonio, not really, bro. San Antonio's still kind of old school.
Yeah.
San Antonio. Yeah. Houston, also changing, but it's also because those, like Dallas is more of a corporation or corporate like lifestyle city, you know.
Yeah.
Fort Worth is not like that. It's not as much as more ranches and shit. So
right.
I feel like that's why it stays more old school like that.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, even what is it like they always be fucking Twitter. I always be laughing at that shit whenever it comes to the presidential.
Yeah.
Like
Trump 2020.
And like the voting and shit. Like it's all red, and then the only cities that are blue is Dallas, Austin, Houston, and San Antonio. Yeah. Everybody else, Fort Worth is still red. That motherfucker's still red. But yeah, bro, that's crazy. I was gonna say, cause like working with artists, I think one of the biggest ones right now from the DFW is Big X the Plug. You know,
man, he's hard.
Shout out.
That's another one. I'd love to do a song with him too. That'd be dope.
Yeah, bro. We met him a few times, man, and he's such a humble dude. We met him before he blew up, and it's crazy how like we could tell he had the talent. Like a lot of artists we see, he got the talent.
Yeah.
But I think what would stand out when we met him, bro, is that he was talking to everybody. You know, like. Making connections with everyone, bro. Yeah. And a lot of big artists that like I've had artists that come like not we interview here, but we have another podcast that I've met that interviews more artists. They have the talent, bro, but they're so like they're so what's it called, like antisocial, I guess, or like they don't really like to make the connections. And bro, when it comes to the music industry, that's the biggest thing you gotta do, especially when you're barely starting, is making connections. That's the biggest thing you gotta do.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because you never know who's gonna blow up, and you can make a song with them, and you make a relationship with them, and now you blow up too.
Right.
Because of that one song that you did great with them.
That's been a hard thing for me to do, cause I usually stick to myself. So, coming into this world, and you know, learning the things that you got to do. You really got to get out there, and you basically promoting yourself everywhere you go.
You're the product.
So you're the product. So you gotta, just like a hustler would talk his product up. He got the best product in the world. You know what I mean? You got to do the same thing about yourself.
The music, yeah.
So your music,
you could gain
and it's not just the music. It is you as a person.
Yeah,
bro.
to your personality, bro. Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of people, a lot of artists might have great music, but their personality might suck, and people,
or it might not match the music.
Yeah, that's true. Shit.
For me, that's the biggest like determining factor when it comes to if I fuck with an artist and their music or not. Is if like you said, like artists like Big X, like you could hear it, like Dolph, you could hear it. You know, you hear that authenticity in their music.
Yeah, bro. That's true. That's big on when it comes to hip hop, especially the type of music I listen to. That I'm big on that too. So every artist that you mentioned, it's like for sure that's what Kendrick Lamar too is another one that. Yeah. Bro, this is the last album he did. It wasn't his best album for the fans, but I could tell it was a really personal album for him. Yeah. Because he talked about some deep shit. Like if you pay attention to that album, you listen to it, like pay attention to the lyrics. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker was having a therapy session when he was doing this music.
Some of it was rough to listen to. I mean, you know, growing up with violence in the home and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro,
like,
that's big on me too.
It's one of those albums that starts to bring up some stuff from the past. You know
I think Father Time for me, bro, started bringing up so many memories and shit, bro. It's like I was like, damn.
I thought it was a dope album. I mean, for me, it didn't have like a whole lot of like replay value.
Nah,
it didn't. I didn't listen to it 100 times, but I still go back to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an album where like I put a lot of the songs in my playlist where like I'm just chilling, cruising. Yeah. Because those are the types of songs you're gonna listen when you're chilling, cruising alone.
You gotta be in the mood.
You gotta reflect. And bro, that's the type of music I love to listen to. That makes me reflect on shit. Right. It's like those are the best, especially late night drives, like getting out the studio, like where I'm not with nobody driving nobody. It's like, bro, those are the best things because. Maybe as you making music, but for me, like, especially talking about the podcast and stuff, it makes me think of, like, shit I want to do, you know? Right. Or, like, shit that I'm even going through that, like, helps me, bro. So, like, that's one of the, being true to yourself makes the listener make that, you know, like have those thoughts of like within those thoughts, you know. They're having a therapy session with your song type shit. It's like, bro, that's one of the, I feel like as an artist, that's one of the things that, like, if I was an artist, that's one of the things I would try to reach as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like your music gotta have purpose. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I talk a lot of shit and stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I want my music to be effective for the listener, you know what I mean? To add some sort of value to their life, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think that's the most important thing with music, because if you're not doing that, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you creating a temporary moment if you got them party tracks and stuff like that. And maybe your career is only temporary, you know what I mean? But the artists that make it in the long run are the ones that are really tapping into themselves and giving value to the listener, you know what I mean? Think about the people you really listen to. In the long run, yeah, we all listen to those pop tracks every now and then. They come out.
Look at the Island Boys, bro. Yeah, the Island Boy. What the fuck happened to them boys? Dude, I don't even think, bro. I was talking about this. I was just literally talking about this today. I was like, bro, I don't even think they actually made because my friend was like, they're a one-hit wonder, you know. I was like, bro, I don't even think they made one hit. Like, it was just a snippet, 10-minute video.
They had a
10-second video. Of, like,
they had a small reel, and that was
it, bro.
Had for like a week. And they fumbled.
I ain't hating on them, man. I mean, attention is king in this industry. That's a hard part for me too. But
I actually spoke to one of the Island Boys on Instagram. He wanted $350 for both of them for an interview.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I didn't know there was two of them. I thought there was just one, and I found out I was like, what do you mean each? And he was like, they're twins. They weren't charging too much at the time.
I know.
They didn't get that too big.
But bro, it's crazy because like. I'm not like I love tats and stuff, but they went way over, man. Like they have to make it, dog. Like what else can you do in society that is gonna allow you to look like that, bro?
Right. In a warehouse.
That's it, bro. Like
that's what I used to do. I used to work in a warehouse.
Right, investing in yourself though, you know.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because karma hit him right in the nuts, bro. Because like I don't know if y'all remember. Well, it went viral whenever they walked out of an episode when the guy was trying to with this guy named George Janko from Impulsive. He was trying to give them advice about money, about like saving all the money on grills and shit that they were buying. And bro, look at them now. Like they might have the followers, bro, but we all know, especially working in the media industry, it's like the numbers you see on social media is not what they're bringing in, you know. Right. It's like you don't, bro. I was watching a podcast with this prankster dude that joined Nelk. I don't know if you know who Nelk is, but Salim, where like he had already, like, before he got involved with Nelk, he already had like 600-700 followers on Instagram. But he was making absolutely no money off of those followers, those views he was getting. And it's like, bro, that's crazy to think that, like, now you're in entertainment, but now you have to figure out a way to either monetize it, which you really can in Instagram, but you got to figure out some type of product you can sell to your fans.
Right.
And that's where it changed for him. Obviously, joining Nelk, a big corporation that was already established, where like they could show him the ways, you know. Yeah. But that's why it's like, bro, you can get the numbers and you can get the followers, but if you don't have a product to sell or anything you can give the fans, it's like, where are you gonna bring your money? There's nobody's gonna give you the money, especially as independent artists like you.
Streams don't really pay. I mean, I think everybody knows that by now, but streams, they don't pay like a whole lot. You got to get millions of streams to make thousands of dollars, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's why you're trying to,
I think most
go into the brand.
Most artists make a huge chunk of their money off of shows and, you know, merchandise. Just like, you know.
Have you tried different ways to spread your music, something that other artists
we're just starting right now. So
yeah, this is the first drop.
We're pushing this first single. We're going to focus on this for right now, for the time being, but then I got music ready to come back.
You got to stay consistent with that shit.
Yeah. So
I mean, the bar is set high.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to match that energy with the second single that I'm released. I already got a couple videos.
Have you announced it yet, or?
Yeah, it's coming out on the 21st, so that's next Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know when you're dropping this.
This would be... Oh, no, so the word will be dropped because I'm dropping it. This will be in 2 weeks.
Okay, so it's
already out now. So it's out now. So if you're watching this, out now, so go stream it.
Yeah, everywhere it'll be available. You got Spotify, you got, you know, iTunes, you got LimeWire, whatever.
Yeah, bro, but
you want a video?
Everything, bro.
With the tape, I got you.
So before we head out, bro, talk to us about the brand. So like, I know you said this was like a gift for Paul Wall in the beginning. Talk about that story first.
That's how it started. Man, you know, it started. Paul Wall actually visited Diamond Hill, where I'm from, where Smooth Vegas from. You know, it's a little town in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he had visited a while back, you know, years ago. They made a little clip and he shouted this out, you know. Shout out to them Diamond Hill boys, Diamond Trill, you know. And, you know, he put his own little spin on it, you know.
Yeah.
And so my boy Smooth, he was like, hey, you know, let's give him a gift with something that says Diamond Trill on it, you know, to go back to that video. And so we printed up the first one with the Astros colorway to, you know, because he's from Houston, show love.
Orange and blue.
And then we had gifted it to him, and then people started seeing it, started asking about it. And then so I was like, well, shit, let me give the people what they want, you know what I mean? So Diamond Trill came about. So immediately I had my guy come up with the logos. Shout out to my boy LS Doom. Came up with all the artwork for me, and then I just started putting it in production.
So right now, where can the people get your merch?
You can go get it on Diamond Hill or DiamondTrill.com. My bad, DiamondTrill.com. Yeah,
so you already got the website and everything,
yeah,
bro.
The website's up.
That's one thing we gotta tap in, bro. I'm so new to this, so like if off the camera, like if you have somebody that does logos and shit,
I got someone for everything, so.
Yeah, we'll stay in contact for sure.
My contact.
Because that's one of the big things we gotta tap in, bro. Because merch is big, and
yeah, man, this game is crazy, man. You gotta be on it.
I have crazy ideas too. Because the Renaissance is like, we brought this from like, the reason we named it the Renaissance, bro, was because the time we started the podcast was through the COVID, through like the whole pandemic and stuff. And we remember the Renaissance times we were watching a Virgil Abloh video. It was just an interview we were watching, thinking of, I don't think we were thinking of names. We still hadn't figured it out, so we're like, fuck it, we'll figure it out later on. And we were watching an interview, and then he started talking about the Renaissance, about how back in the day, like the Renaissance time was when art was at its peak. You know, it revolutionized art and everything and all that. Yeah. Michelangelo making the great art he was making it.
Chapel
Everything he was doing. So like I was like, bro, the Renaissance podcast would be a clean ass thing. Yeah. And then that's where we started. You know, that's where the name at. So like we have a few ideas of like how to incorporate the Renaissance from the back in the day into like our new generation. You know. So like I have a lot of merch that I want to bring out, bro. It's so hard, like tapping into everything.
Hey, the way I do it, I come
especially
up with
going
ideas
scratch,
and I send it over to my guy. I'm like, hey, this is what I want, and just basic ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get them in my head, and I'm just like, all right,
he makes your visions into reality.
Exactly. And I can draw and stuff too. Like I'm an artist, like all around. You know what I mean? So, but this is my main focus. So like wherever I can spend less time and put someone on it. You know what I mean? Pay someone to get it done. That's what I'll do because, I mean, that gives me more time to focus on my craft. That gives me more time to focus on my family.
Right.
And, you know.
That's how you become a great CEO, bro. And that's what you hope for, bro. And making a CEO of your music, everything. Bro, there's so many goals I'm pretty sure you have. So
yeah, for sure.
A lot of vision into this because you can go any route, especially once you grow in music. The money you bring in from that, it's like you can go into any separate route. Especially Fort Worth, bro. Like Fort Worth, there's a lot of. I feel like Fort Worth. Not a lot of people know that the Fort Worth music scene is big too, bro. Maybe not that a lot of people know. Maybe I was just naive about it. But now that I'm going to Fort Worth more, knowing Smooth Vega, where he invites me to these events and stuff, it's like I'm seeing the Fort Worth movement, and it's like, oh shit, they got it popping over here too, bro. We just
it's growing,
they just don't have the spotlight over there, you know.
It's growing. It's definitely growing. There's a lot of cats out there doing their thing, you know. And I mean, hopefully, like. We just keep growing, and hopefully I can be a part of that and lead some younger cats, you know, some into the game, doing it right, doing it a different way. It's just my goal is to do it different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts, bro. So, but before we head out, bro, do you have any music or like events that you wanna promote?
Right now, just a single. It's called Like This, featuring Paul Wall, myself, Big TwoThree, and XBValentine, and that's gonna be streaming everywhere.
And then by the time we drop this, you're gonna have the second song too already dropped too, right?
Not yet. We're gonna wait. Probably we're gonna wait a while before we drop the second one.
Oh, the second one. Okay, got you.
Yeah, because we're gonna get the plays off this. Probably hit another couple podcasts and stuff like that. Get the word out.
Hey, bet.
And then
bro, that's the best thing you could do, bro.
Yeah, you know, TwoThree_817. That's my Instagram. Yeah.
That's just any other socials? Twitter?
I mainly run on Instagram and TikTok, but Big TwoThree, that's the name.
Well, hopefully we see you live soon, bro. You got to start.
Yeah, I'm working on my set, so like I said, everything's new. I've been just working on music, grinding, just trying to find the right sound. You know what I mean?
You think you're going to get nervous, bro, the first time you perform and shit?
I did a show.
Or you're like really good with
maybe
that?
Like 6 months ago with my boys from the home team. That's my boy Joseph. That's J$PH. You know, he's from Arlington, Southside Arlington. I did a show with them, him, my boy Oso, and then my boy RJ Jones. And yeah, I got nervous, but I mean, I worked through it because it's been so long since I've been on stage. You know what I mean? But I worked through it and then got over it. There's a few bumps in the road, but I mean, that's always to be expected in the beginning, you know?
Oh, yeah, bro. There's so many shit that you go through. Your head, especially when you're about to perform.
I'm not as worried about it now, you know what I mean? Because I think, you know, at that time I was doing 100 things, hustling like in 100 different ways, and it's just like I couldn't focus on music at that time.
Yeah.
But now, you know, my current position, my current situation is I got that time to really focus on this craft.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm really doing, is really focusing on it to the point where I feel confident going out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah, bro, because that was big time shit. You never know. Like, maybe it wasn't as good as a performance, but it helped you grow. Especially be ready for now that you have these big songs coming out and shit. It's like you're going to go up in the stage with artists that already know what they've been doing there for a while, you know? XB's been performing for a long time. Paul Wall. Shit,
like Paul Wall.
Not even talking about Paul Wall, you know? So the new song that you're dropping, the second one, is it featuring anybody or you just solo?
Nah, I'm just coming by myself, and then I'll probably.
That's good.
You know, I'm working on a feature with my boy Joseph right now. We just laid it down. We got to get it in the studio. This is fire.
Right.
So
But you know what's crazy when you say your boy Oso, bro? I was like, damn, does every Mexican guy has a friend named Oso, bro? That nickname Oso, bro. I feel like every Hispanic has a boy named Oso.
That's also arrogant.
he said puns.
Yeah, bro. Or Juan, and that boy, fuck, what's the other nickname, dude, that I'll be seeing that. No, I forgot about it. But yeah, bro. Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button to keep up to date with any of the other episodes. Anything you want to say, bro, before we head out? Any message?
I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
No.
It's a pleasure being on here.
Nah, for sure,
Hell
bro. All right, we out.
Shout out.